So, for part 3 of Restore, I want to talk to you today about joy. Now, life have a way of throwing all kind of things into your face to where it's like you feel like all the joy that God has for you is just gone, right? Sometimes life can be just that hard for us. I know different times in my life that happens. I mean, it's almost like it goes like this, up and down, up and down, up and down. Sometimes I feel like I'm on top of the mountaintop, and then sometimes it's like, where is the mountain? They're nowhere in sight. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one that feel like that sometimes. But, when I think about just God restoring our joy, I think about regardless to us being in the valley, in those dark places, God can still give us some type of joy. Sometimes it's the little bit of things that he will allow us to see. When I look back over my life, there's different times in my life that I felt like all my joy was just gone. From situations in life, being divorced, going through divorce, job situations, friendships, and all kind of things have a way of just pressing up against us so much that it's like it takes all our joy away. I think back to even times where I feel like I'm just like struggling, like mentally struggling, right? And it feels like everything is going wrong. It's like every day is a new like attack from the enemy. And so it's like when you get so tired of attack after attack, it has a way of just sucking the life out of you in a way. I think about even like right now, I can be honest with y'all to say like sometimes I feel like I don't have no joy because I'm like, oh my God, it's like I'm getting hit on this side. I'm getting hit on that side. I'm all by myself trying to fight through this, trying to fight through that. And it just seems like life sometimes can be so hard. Being alone at that is like the ultimately worst sometimes because it's like you have to deal with so much by yourself. Now, yeah, I get it. Yeah. Jesus is always there. Correct. He is. But I'm talking about in a natural sense. When I think about sometimes feeling like my joy is gone, it's almost like people don't get it. Right? I even feel like so many times we hear people say, oh, you're never alone. You're never alone. Most of the times that people that say you're never alone, guess what? It's not alone. They have children. They have a spouse. They have somebody else like in their life that they're doing life with. But people that is alone, like if you haven't went through a season of just being alone by yourself, no children, no spouse, no relationships, really no friendships and different things like that, it's almost like I'm by myself, literally, in a natural sense. And sometimes that for me, I'm going to be honest, can almost feel like it sucks my joy out because sometimes I'm fighting so much by myself. Now, God is ultimately my strength. I am not diminishing that at all completely. So don't misunderstand what I'm talking about and what I'm saying, but in a natural sense, And so sometimes we could feel like we have no joy because maybe life is not going the way that we thought it would go, right? I know my life ain't going nothing like I thought it would go at all at almost 48 years old. I just thought things would be so much better, or I should say maybe at a different place at this time and age in my life, but it hasn't been. But I know God has a plan. I'm trusting his plan to the best of my ability, even though sometimes I feel like I'm wavering a little bit, but I know he's still in control. I know that he orders my steps. I know that he always has my best interest at heart, even when sometimes I'm like, doubting it a little bit, but ultimately when I'm honest with myself, I do recognize that he does ultimately have my best interest at heart. He does better for me. He treats me better than I treat myself, if I'm gonna be honest. So my food for thought today for you would be, are you ready for God to restore your joy? And that's your food for thought because he wants to restore your joy, my joy, our joy. That is his word. And if we stand on his word and his promises, he will never not fulfill those promises. Amen. Amen. So I leave you with this. Psalm 51 and verse 12. And it says, restore unto me the joy of thy salvation, and uphold me with thy free spirit. So before I go, I just want to remind you, if you haven't already, check out my website at www.talkswithshay.org. You can subscribe to my videos on YouTube and find me on Facebook. Like my page, share my page, invite your friends to like my page. And until next time with Talks with Shay, Shay is out. Y'all stay blessed.